Okay, we will go ahead and get started. It is 10 a.m. and I want to be mindful of everyone's time this morning, um, and hopefully, um, get us on our way by the allotted time. Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to the Bidders Conference for the latest PA Smart initiative, released on March 22, and that is growing registered apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships in Pennsylvania. The purpose of this meeting is to provide you with information that is specific to this grant opportunity, as it's detailed in the notice of grant availability that was released last week, and of course to allow for questions from you. My name is Sam Premack, and I am a workforce development analyst specializing in grants and statistical development management for the Apprenticeship and Training Office. And I will be managing this grant program, serving as your point of contact for questions and any technical assistance. There are a few items that I'd like to cover before we begin. I do want to let you know that this bidders conference is being recorded. We ask that you enter your questions using the chat feature. Again, any questions that you may have, please enter using the chat feature. And you can feel free to enter your questions throughout the conference. We will provide answers to the questions during the question and answer period at the end of the presentation. So everything that is being covered today is included in the NGA, apart from the questions and the answers, of course, which will be transcribed and provided in the near future. So with all that said, I'd now like to begin with a brief overview and introduction of this initiative. This grant opportunity is guided by the PA Smart framework. So those of you who may not be familiar may be wondering, what is PA Smart? The framework for Governor Wolf's PA statewide movement for accountability, readiness, and training, or PA Smart as we know it, was designed to better align education, workforce, and economic development initiatives and funding. The PA Smart initiative was designed as a strategic, competitive, and cross-sector investment focused on meeting the education and workforce development needs of students, workers, employers, and communities across Pennsylvania, including those disconnected from education and workforce opportunities. PA Smart grants support the following PA Smart principles and funding priorities: data-driven innovation, cross-sector partnership, cross-sector alignment, stakeholder engagement, equity, diversity, and inclusion, capacity building, leveraging existing resources, and performance outcomes. So we'll be taking a closer look at these principles and priorities as we review the grant opportunities evaluation criteria and the priority considerations later during this conference. So this grants initiative was created in partnership with the ATO. Again, that's the Apprenticeship and Training Office. Particularly with this opportunity, it was created in anticipation of increased employment opportunities as a result of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, particularly within the building and construction trades. The Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry is expanding upon the 2020 and 2021 PA Smart Growing Registered Apprenticeships and Pre-Apprenticeships Grants Initiative to support programs in the building and construction trades, while proactively working to build a pipeline of skilled workers within this sector. I do want to note that this is a separate standalone grant opportunity from the PA Smarts NGA that was released in August 2021. So again, this is a separate standalone grant opportunity focusing on the building and construction trades. Specifically, this grant opportunity makes $1.5 million available to build, support, and expand registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs in the building and construction trades, with specific focus on diverse talent pipelines and underserved populations. Again, I want to reiterate that this grant opportunity is focused solely on programs in the building and construction trades. So next, we're going to take a look at information that is specific to the grant opportunity, including available funding, the need and purpose that the ATO hopes to address through the opportunity, priority consideration that will be given to applicants during the evaluation process, and project outcomes. Again, a total of $1.5 million in competitive funding is available for projects that concentrate specifically on building diverse talent pipelines and serving underrepresented and underserved populations. These projects should seek to build new or expand current registered apprenticeship and or pre-apprenticeship programs with an emphasis on recruiting from diverse talent pipelines and serving populations that are traditionally underserved in registered apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship. Programs should have a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as career pathways to opportunities that pay a living wage. This grant opportunity will award competitive grants up to $400,000 per application for apprenticeship and or pre-apprenticeship programs that have a single county or localized reach. Competitive grants up to $650,000 will be awarded per application for apprenticeship and or pre-apprenticeship programs that have a statewide or multi-county reach. Please note that programs are considered to have multi-county reach if they serve 3 or more counties. So now I'd like to focus a bit more on the need and purpose this grant opportunity addresses, specifically as it pertains to building diverse talent pipelines and serving underrepresented populations. So apprenticeships have a track record of success in advancing the careers of workers. Specifically, apprenticeship programs are a great opportunity to address education and skill needs when it comes to individuals with barriers to employment, and often those in underserved communities. Apprenticeship allows us to reach a pool of potential workers that may not have been able to engage in career development due to various barriers and or needing to earn a consistent income. Data shows that apprenticeships are severely behind in serving underrepresented populations and supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion within their programs. Opening up apprenticeships to demographic groups that have been historically underrepresented in work-based learning programs can really help to broaden access to career pathways and jobs that pay good, sustainable wages. According to a recent equity snapshot from the U.S. Department of Labor, focused on demographic information for 686,000 apprentices between 2010 and 2019, 77.5% identified as white, 15.3% as African American, 2.9% as American Indian or Alaska Native, 2.1% as Asian, 1.6% as Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, and 0.5% is multiracial. Within the same time frame, 567,000 apprentices provided information, with 18.3% identifying as Hispanic. And between 2010 and 2019, women accounted for only 8.5% of apprentices and only 3.5% of apprentices in construction-specific programs. So now that we've taken a look at the need and purpose of this grant opportunity and what we hope to achieve with it, now we'll take a look at priority considerations that we'll give during the grant evaluation process. Again, priority consideration will be given to applicants that demonstrate alignment with the aforementioned PA SMART principles and funding priorities. And I just want to take a moment and explain how projects can emphasize that alignment. With data-driven innovation, proposals must identify a clear problem, challenge, or opportunity supported by relevant data and information, and also include an innovative strategy to increase opportunity for Pennsylvania students, workers, employers, and communities. To emphasize cross-sector partnership, proposals must demonstrate an effort to develop strong, high-quality cross-sector partnerships committed to working collaboratively to implement the proposal. Applicants are encouraged to have multiple partners from education, workforce development, business, economic development, and community organizations. Partners must demonstrate their commitment through letters of support. To demonstrate cross-sector alignment, proposals must align with existing local, regional, and state education, workforce, and economic development initiatives. To demonstrate stakeholder engagement, proposals must engage partners, customers, and stakeholders, including the target population to be served, in the development of the proposal and its implementation. To emphasize equity, diversity, and inclusion, proposals must demonstrate a commitment to serve and increase access for historically underrepresented and underserved students, workers, businesses, and communities. Applicants are encouraged to identify and address barriers to education and employment. And to show capacity building, we ask that proposals build the applicants' or partners' organizational capacity to better implement the proposal and support students, workers, businesses, and communities. With leveraging existing resources, we're looking for proposals to demonstrate PA Smart resources will leverage and supplement, not supplant, existing public and private resources. Proposals must also include measurable performance outcomes and a strategy to conduct an evidence-based evaluation of the program's outcomes and overall effectiveness. Priority consideration will also be given to initiatives that focus on the following, which are specific to this grant opportunity. We're looking for new, previously unfunded initiatives with an emphasis on the building and construction trades. We're looking for programs to focus on registered apprenticeship programs with an emphasis on the building and construction trades. And of course, we're looking for programs to serve populations that are traditionally underserved in apprenticeships, especially those with multiple barriers to employment, such as the reentry of returning citizen population and those with criminal backgrounds as well. So with regard to program deliverables, we have defined the following project outcomes. We're looking for projects to develop or expand individual registered apprenticeship programs, serving at least 8 apprentices during the grant period. Projects developing or expanding registered apprenticeship programs utilizing a group model must serve at least 3 employers and 25 apprentices during the grant period. Projects that develop or expand registered pre-apprenticeship programs must serve at least 20 pre-apprentices and programs with a career pathway concentration in close alignment with secondary and or post-secondary educational institutions during the grant period. Projects that develop or expand registered apprenticeship programs utilizing a group model to reach multiple counties must serve at least 6 employers or locations and at least 40 apprentices during the grant period. They must demonstrate a reach across 3 or more counties. And then projects that develop or expand registered pre-apprenticeship programs that are replicated across multiple counties must align with at least 3 registered apprenticeship programs and serve at least 40 pre-apprentices during the grant period. A reach across 3 or more counties must also be demonstrated. Please note that not all of these outcomes must be tracked. We do recognize that outcomes are completely dependent on the project being proposed, and not all will apply to your proposed efforts. So please only select those that apply to your project. So now that we've reviewed the information specific to this grant opportunity, we're going to take a look at general grant information. Eligible applicants for this grant opportunity include organizations that serve as sponsors or intermediaries of registered apprenticeship and or pre-apprenticeship programs in the building and construction trades. I do want to emphasize that this is a reimbursement grant. Funding is only provided to grantees after expenses have been incurred. Any eligible applicant may serve as the fiscal agent for this grant. And the application process is detailed in the NGA, which can be found using this link, and it's also included in the NGA as well. PA Smart funding is anticipated to be used for grant-related activities between July 1st, 2022 and December 31st, 2024. The PA Smart grant funding stream is subject to a yearly waiver process and must receive approval from the Commonwealth to allow for the continuation of the grant and funding. Waivers are not guaranteed. Grantees must be aware that the grant may be terminated at any point. Should the funding not be extended or waived or available. I do ask that you refer to the NGA for information on program reporting and evaluation. Of course, the ATO will meet with all grant awardees to review program reporting and evaluation requirements. Applications must be complete and submitted by 5 p.m. on April 21st, 2022. The application must be no more than 12 pages. Budget documents, letters of support, and other attachments do not count toward the total. Additional information on the submission requirements and process can refer to this slide, and this PowerPoint will be posted on the Labor and Industries website in the near future. Or, of course, you can refer to the NGA as well. I just want to take a moment and direct you to the application components that must be completed. We have our project summary page that can be found in Appendix D of the NGA. It is also posted on Labor and Industries website as a fillable form. We have the Apprenticeship PA Smart application form, which could be found in Appendix E of the NGA. Again, also posted with the NGA on LNI's website as a fillable form. And of course, we have the project narrative, which must include details addressing all of the evaluation criteria, which can be found in Appendix C of the NGA. And each application must have at least 3 letters of support, and each application must have at least 1 letter from an education, workforce development, or business or economic development partner. Applicants must submit a detailed budget, as always, that includes expenditures by line item. The budget will be evaluated based on evaluation criteria and in terms of cost reasonableness and the relationship to proposed activities. Budgets must be for the time period July 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024. The budget will also become the financial basis for any grant award, including making cost reimbursement payments over the course of the project. The budget form is available in Appendix F of the NGA and does include examples. This form is also included in the NGA posting as a fillable Excel spreadsheet. Again, be sure to use Appendix H of the NGA, which focuses on FSR cost categories, as an additional resource when completing the budget form to assist with titling and defining each available cost category. And here we've included a snapshot of the budget form. You can see that the budget type is separated into admin and program costs, with specific subcategories for administration, career and supportive services, and training. Again, the FSR cost category will really assist with titling and defining cost categories, And again, I want to mention that that's an additional resource that we've included in the NGA. Applications must also include a completed budget justification. Each expenditure must be justified by line item, including the cost proposed in each category, as well as any other information to support the budget. Budget justification instructions can be found in Appendix G of the NGA. Applicants must describe desired outcomes of proposed initiatives and how those outcomes will be measured. This component should include measurable goals, outcomes, services, performance indicators, evaluation methods, target numbers to be served, and of course a timeline to meet the goal or outcome. Applicants should use the goals and outcomes table found in Appendix I of the NGA. And this table is also included in the NGA posting as a fillable Excel spreadsheet. And here we've just provided a snapshot of what that goal and outcomes table will look like. We also ask that applicants describe their project timelines by creating a roadmap, if you will, to include implementation steps necessary to achieve outcomes, cohort start and finish dates, milestones, plans for long-term sustainability, and of course the ability to scale and replicate. The timeline should be broken down by each quarter within the grant period. The timeline template can be found in Appendix J of the NGA. This template is also included in the NGA posting as a fillable Word document. I do want to note that the timeline template provided does only contain 8 quarters. Of course, the period of performance for this opportunity is 10 quarters. We do encourage that all applicants to edit this template to include the 10 quarters. And if you would need assistance with that, you're free to reach out to the ATO Grants resource account. And finally, we have a kind of a new addition to the grants process. We have Executive Order 2021-06, which requires all grantees and contractors of the Commonwealth to certify that they are in compliance with Pennsylvania's unemployment compensation law, workers' compensation law, and all applicable Pennsylvania state labor and workforce safety laws. This is to be certified by all applicants using the form included in Appendix K of the NGA, which is also included within the posting on LNI's website. And kind of going back to the timeline for your reference, we've just included a snapshot here of the timeline template. So all applicants and fiscal agents must be registered with the Commonwealth as a vendor. Applicants and fiscal agents that are not current vendors are strongly encouraged to begin this process immediately following the application submission by registering their organization with the Vendor Data Management Unit or by calling 717-346-2676 or 1-877-435-7363. Applicants who are not registered with VDMU at the time of award may have their award rescinded. We have included the link in this slide to complete that registration as well. An electronic copy of the application and all components must be emailed to the ATO Grants Resource account shown in this slide by 5 p.m. on April 21st, 2022. Please be sure to follow the appropriate format for the email subject line that's seen on this slide. And that actually concludes the specific and general grant information portion of this conference. And so we will now begin the question and answer portion of the Bidders Conference. Up until the time of this conference, we have not received any questions in our resource account. So we will now move to the questions that have been entered through the chat feature. So Amy, if you are able to run through those and I can do my best to provide answers.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, we have a question from Daniela. Where might we be able to find a list of currently registered apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship programs in our area?
That's a great question. Um, I what we can do is provide we can provide direction on that when we actually post the question and answers document. I think that may be a little easier than trying to kind of point you in that direction. And I will say this too, if you're looking for a specific region, specific apprenticeships or programs within a specific region, that would probably be best to reach out. Um, to our apprenticeship resource account, which I will also include that email address within the questions and answers um, portion. We could also connect you with some staff here at the ATO. And so I would say my best answer there is we could take that on a kind of a case by case basis. So if that is some information that you need, again, I will include the resource accounts that you can reach out to request that information. I'll also include the ATO grants resource account as well, just as an additional set of eyes on it, so that we can get you assistance on that question or that request sooner than later.
Thank you, Sam. The next question is from Jenna. Are current grantees eligible to apply for this round of funding with a different project?
Absolutely. Yes, that's a very short answer, but yes, current grantees are able to apply for this opportunity.
The next question is from Jessica. Can apprenticeship programs with a grant under consideration under the August 2021 funding opportunity also submit an application in response to this NGA?
Absolutely. Again, another short answer, but the short answer is yes.
All right, from Susan, if planning to build a new apprenticeship program, is it necessary to have apprenticeship sponsor locked in prior to application?
No. We that's not a requirement. However, there is an expectation, and I do wanna put this out there. It is in the NGA as well, but there is an expectation that we will have all funded programs registered by a certain point. Similar to the NGA that was released in August, for that particular program, the requirement was that programs be registered 6 months after the start of the performance period. That is the same for this. So we're looking at all programs to be registered by January of 2023. That being said, we know that's a process. So we've also included this in the NGA. If your program is not in fact registered by January of 2023, um, that's not, a deal breaker by any means. But what we would like to see is that there is uh, demonstrated progress towards getting that program registered. So, we will certainly be following up with grantees, um, to make sure that we're on track with that requirement and that timeline. Um, so short answer, kind of, there's a bit of an aside there, but the short answer to your question is you do not need to have sponsors locked in. Um, I mean, I think it would be beneficial to maybe have an idea as to who you will be partnering with. Obviously, um, we do want to see that those partnerships are secure and in place, but um, you know for you to have that actually laid out within the proposal, um, you know it's not uh, it's not 100% required. It may be in your best interest to have a pretty good idea who you'll be working with, particularly as a sponsor, and certainly you want to include as much information as you can within your proposal.
Thank you, Sam. The next question is from George. Will a copy of this recording be made accessible to bidders?
Absolutely. What we will do is we will post this all on LNI's website in the coming days. We'll have a recording of this presentation. We'll put the slides on as well. And then, of course, once I am able to transcribe the question and answer portion, we will also be posting those as well. That may happen a few days after the posting of the Bidders Conference recording and the slides, but that will be in the very near future. So yes, absolutely be on the lookout for that. I believe back in August, we were also able to notify participants of, we were able to notify participants that um, the, the information was posted as well.
Thank you, Sam. The next one is from Daniela. If we are looking to partner with others in our area, is there a mechanism to be connected to folks looking for partners? The additional comment was, yes, I am looking for the Philadelphia region.
So I think that's something, again, similar to to a question. I think the first question that came through. That's something we can certainly connect anyone with, kind of on a individual case by case basis. Um, so again, I would encourage you, and we'll include this in our questions and answers document. I would encourage you to reach out to our resource accounts to make that official request. And what I can assure you is that there will be staff to help point you in the right direction, and would be happy to assist in, kind of pointing you in the right direction.
That was the last question, Sam.
Great, great. Again, so and again, I want to put the opportunity out there. If anyone does have any additional questions, they are free to enter those into the chat feature. And I want to allow for just a few more minutes. Okay, well, seeing no additional questions, I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Again, I want to provide our contact information, particularly mine. Um, Again, my email address, our grants resource account, atogrants@pa.gov. That is a vital address you will be seeing throughout the NGA. You'll be seeing that throughout the questions and answers document that is posted. And again, also want to include the link to the original NGA posting. I did see something come through the chat. Wanted to make sure that I didn't miss another question. Oh, great. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. It was just a thank you comment. Well, great. That concludes the Bidders Conference for this opportunity. Um, on behalf of the ATO, I'd like to thank you for joining us this morning. Again, any additional questions that you may have moving forward in this process prior to the 21st of April, feel free to email the ATO grants at pa.gov resource account, and we will do our best to answer those questions as they come in. Again, we want to ensure that most of our questions are captured in the questions and answers document that we post, but that does not mean that we won't be available to assist as you move forward in the process. So again, thank you for your time and have a great day.